We're here in Somerville Cemetery, surrounded by some of the most impressive monuments to some of our town's most impressive citizens. But one of the men buried here, perhaps one of the most important men buried here, has one of the most modest memorials. And I'm talking about George W. Crawford, former governor of the state of Georgia, former U.S. congressman, former Secretary of War, and some think a presidential assassin. And this is the story about that. On a summer day 163 years ago, the President of the United States died. Some said the heat got to Zachary Taylor, who spent July the 4th, 1850, enduring a sweltering ceremony dedicating the Washington Monument. Some said he got a fatal stomach disorder by trying to later cool off with a concoction of buttermilk and cherries. And some said he was assassinated, poisoned in a conspiracy of powerful Southern politicians furious at his obstruction to the expansion of slavery. They even offer a suspect, George Crawford, his Secretary of War. You know, we might not take this seriously, but in 1991 someone did. They actually dug up President Zachary Taylor's remains, cemetery outside of Louisville, Kentucky. And I'll tell you more about that when we get back. The suspicions about President Taylor's death resulted in the exhumation of his remains in 1991. When they checked everything for arsenic or other poisonings, they didn't find anything. That leaves us to conclude that he probably either died of food poisoning or perhaps the unsanitary medical conditions of the day. But why did anyone suspect George Crawford of Georgia to begin with? Well, not only was Crawford the only Deep South member of President Taylor's cabinet, he also had killed someone before. In 1828, he got the better of Thomas Burnside in a duel that sprang out of comments made about Crawford's father in an anonymous letter published in the Augusta Chronicle. George Crawford died in 1872. They had a funeral for him at St. Paul's Church downtown, and then he was buried here in Somerville Cemetery. It's a pretty modest resting place for a man who achieved so many accomplishments and inspired so many suspicions.